Hello everyone, it's Neo. I hope you're enjoying the day. We were having some pretty bad thunderstorms this afternoon, otherwise I would have recorded a video earlier. But we have blue sky, it's warm, the winds are blowing a bit heavily, but hey, can't complain, right? Well, the video for today is still about the paranormal, and that's one of my main interests. But I'm not going to focus on any given subject. I think today we need to focus a little bit more on people's acceptance of it and realizing that it does exist. I know there's a lot of people out there who haven't experienced this phenomenon, and there's just as many people out there who haven't as there are who have. And it's really hard nowadays, especially with the way computer technology is, to find a really good piece of evidence. Especially on YouTube. There's a lot of ghost videos. Some of them, you watch them, they look convincing, but some of them can be doctored up with, with video editing software. And I think the thing to remember is that you have to take it with a grain of salt. If you have an interest in the paranormal, don't take everything you see at face value. Do research. And I think I've mentioned this more than once in all my videos. There's a plethora of resources out there, whether it be google.com, you can do research. And there's plenty of legitimate ghost hunting sites and archives with photographs and videos which haven't been tampered with. And there's also a friend of ours, Price Paranormal. That's their profile name, and all their evidence is legitimate. It's not doctored up. It's not fake. They've been doing this for a long time, and if you're interested in this sort of thing, you owe it to yourself to check out their profile and their videos. Their message to everyone, just like mine, is the warnings of the paranormal. Grabbing a digital audio recorder, a flashlight, and heading out into an abandoned building is not the safest thing, especially if you're not prepared. Because, not only are you inexperienced, but you got to also worry about, you're going to encounter, not just the paranormal, but you're going to encounter, someone that is not all there. You got to watch out for the homeless. Not saying that every homeless person is dangerous. You got to be careful. Someone could rob you. You got to do your research. You got to research the location you're interested in. You got to make sure that you're prepared. I know some people, not personally, but I've read the good thing to do, to protect yourself, especially after you've researched your location. And I'm not talking with guns or anything, but bring mace to protect yourself from physical things such as a person trying to rob you. That would be one such thing to consider. Nothing wrong with protecting yourself, right? And not only that, you don't want to bring a lot of expensive equipment with you. You don't want to bring a laptop with you, for example, especially in an abandoned area that is in a remote location. I know it's exciting. You want to upload EVPs and see if you've heard or seen it, heard anything or seen anything with your digital camera. But the best thing to do is to keep your equipment at a minimal. Make sure that you have your recorder, your camera, and whatever else you want to bring. But make sure that you keep it at a minimum, because you really don't want to bring a large quantity of equipment with you that could be stolen or be held up and stolen from you while you're in the middle of doing your research. It's not a smart thing to do. And though I'm an amateur like my wife, who's sitting over there doing her computer, but I'm sure the experts like Price Paranormal will, I'm sure, feel the same way. I'm sure they would explain it to you in a similar fashion. So that's something to consider too. But another subject too, this is kind of a two-parter. For the people who have been commenting on my videos, I appreciate everything that you've said, both positive and negative, and the support that I've received via private messages. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Coming on here in the beginning was very difficult, but I've been finding it much easier with each video that I produce. But for those who are more closed-minded about it, who find it funny, who think I'm closed-minded or the people involved are stupid, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm not going to engage you. I'm not going to call you names. You're not going to piss me off. And it's, like I said in some of my earlier videos, you're either going to experience it or you're not. And you're sitting there wondering, well, if this Joe Schmo here can, then why can't I? Well, you know what? Do some research. There's plenty of explanations out there. And there are people who are just gifted. Not saying that I am, or the others, but there are people who are gifted that can see it. And there are people who aren't gifted that, for some reason that they move into a location and they do see it. But you can seek it out, if you find the right locations. But again, that requires, it does require research, just gallivanting off and, running into an abandoned building and spending the night there isn't the smartest thing, You don't know what could be lurking in there, physical or supernatural. You never know. There's a lot of dangers. For those people, be open-minded. Just because the average person is on here trying to offer advice or explain to you that they experienced something doesn't necessarily mean they're full of shit. Even though I don't know any of you personally, and the people that come visit my videos and view them don't know me, I am still taking a chance because, people can see my face, I'm sure there are people laughing, poking fun of me, and look at that door. Whatever, there's nothing I can do about it, but I feel compelled. There's something inside me that's telling me to do it. And, for the longest time, ever since I came to YouTube and I started watching videos on the subject, something inside just kept telling me, I believe it's, the good Lord above is telling me, hey, you've had your experiences, now it's time for you to share. And I believe that that's probably part of it. Who knows? There are more questions than answers, and the same goes for researching the paranormal. There are more questions than answers, and no matter how long we research it, amateurs and experts alike, I think it's going to be years before we even crack it open. I don't think we've even scratched the surface, and with even the evidence that has been available to us, even from ghost hunters before, from the 60s and the 70s and 80s, that evidence has been around for a long time, but it's difficult to find it because obviously in this digital age it's easier to store things, and a lot of files from back then, like on the big reel tapes and everything, can't be archived. They can be, but files have been lost, so on and so forth. So, and that's Butter. She's complaining about something. Thanks, Butter. So anyways, but that's all I wanted to say. Do your research, people, and I'm going to go find out what's bothering Butter. So, peace, people. Talk to you soon.